Solanum. This universe will keep getting colder and larger until one day the stars and the life they support will all die. Yeah, that's basically true for our universe as well. It gets larger and colder over time until eventually... What the... Okay, it felt like something was pushing me. That was very freaky because there is nothing alive here and something dead. Hello everyone and welcome back to Astrophysicist Plays Outer Wilds. Last time we got distracted by figuring out what we can do with a whole bunch of quantum stuff. We went back to Giant's Deep, found a quantum tower we'd missed there before, learned about quantum imaging, explained how that doesn't really work in reality, then tried to go to the quantum moon and see if we can get anything done there, but ended up not really knowing how to proceed. But we think the next clue to what we need to do there can be found on Ember Twin. However, before we do that, I think it makes sense to finish up whatever we can do on Brittle Hollow, which at this point I believe is just the hanging city on the north of the planet. So, let me head off there and I will meet you. And here we are, the hanging city coming into view. These appear to be the elevators up and down to it, but the down elevator was broken, so I had to take the long way around going to the crossroads first in order to get here. So, let's just have a peek inside. It looks like... okay. So maybe these take us to different parts of the city. So, as I recall before, each of these symbols corresponds to a different district. Black Hole Forge, Eye Shrine, Meltwater, and School. And looking in here, we can see symbols. Okay, so the two. So both of these seem to be taking us to the Meltwater district. Well, let's give that a go. Or maybe that's where we are. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it labels the floor we're at, not the one we're going to. And we can't get up any further. So let's start here and look around a bit. Yeah, if we can get anywhere. Well, looks like the only path, yeah. Okay. So I think this was the Eye Shrine, it said. Oh. More Nomai, they seem to have died just where they were standing on this planet too, which is very interesting. It wasn't just something that happened on Giant's Deep that killed them wherever they were standing, but that happened here too. Now, unfortunately, this could be tricky. So, let's try the scout launcher. Okay. So... no. Too low. Yeah. It looks like there's some writing over there, but I don't think I can translate it through the scout. And it's hard to get the scout in just the right position. Yeah, I can't tilt the camera down. I've been trying to do that a couple of times. I won't go down. So, what options does that leave us? Is the gravity low enough that we can get up there? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh. Okay. So the gravity is low enough here, at least, that we can get significant height. Over when we are at the quantum tower, the gravity seemed to be too strong. But I think we're up higher, further away from the source of gravity. So with less force pulling us down, the jetpack is able to overcome that, and we can actually get around a bit here. Okay. Do we want to go down? Let's come back maybe later. Yeah, it'll be easy to get back up if we do, though. Okay. Oh, oxygen, that's nice. And over here. Ooh, yeah, somebody just died in their chair. Or bench. It's not really much of a chair. Yeah, kind of like their shelves. I'm really not impressed with the Nomai's chair technology. Though this could just be a quirk of how their species is that maybe backs on chairs just don't work well for them. So I'm a bit more forgiving of their weird chairs than their weird shelves. Yeah, more. Oh, jeez, they were just having a pleasant day in the park, and all of a sudden all of them were dead. Wow. I hope it was sudden, at least. I mean, it couldn't have taken too long for them to die, or there'd probably be some more signs of panic. Like, they wouldn't still be sitting down. Well, yeah, maybe some of them, like, started feeling sick and sat down, but I don't know. This all feels to me like however they died, it was incredibly sudden. Okay. So, Eye Shrine. Be welcomed in this place. This shrine is a space to reflect on what brought us to this star system. The signal from the eye. Okay, so kind of the closest thing they have to a religion is following the eye. They made a shrine to it. We observed the eye's signal in our travels and followed it here to find its source. What we know is this. The source of the signal, which we have chosen to call the Eye of the Universe, is older than this universe itself. Ah, okay. The rest we have yet to learn. So I wonder how they figured out it's older than the universe. You know, there are a lot of ways to figure out the age of the universe. You can put them together, come up with a firm conclusion on it. But how do you tell how old the signal is? Maybe they found like there was a consistent decay rate or amplification rate to it and extrapolated that backwards, but you know, if I were finding out that it was older than the universe, I would think there must be something wrong with that, wrong with my method of estimating its age before I questioned, or started to think that it actually is older. You know, there was actually a time when our best science said the Earth was older than the universe, but it turned out that was a problem with how we were estimating the age of the universe. We estimated the age of the Earth well enough, but our estimates for the age of the universe were far too young, and once we corrected that, things made sense. So maybe they just have a quirk in their calculation somewhere. Enter and open your mind to its possibilities. You know, interestingly, the writing here doesn't have the name of the person who wrote it, which most of them do. So I wonder what that might mean. Could it be that somebody might sign their name to their writing and they deliberately leave their name behind, but here they wanted this to be a more general message. This is from all of us. So nobody signed their individual name to it, unlike other writings we found. Okay, what is the Eye of the Universe? The Eye is older than this universe, so imagine how much it could teach us. They're pretty confident of that. Perhaps it is a cosmic library. Suppose the Eye is a more advanced being. The Eye is the source of the signal that brought us here. Yeah, so suppose it's a more advanced being. This really is like a religion to them. How can the Eye be older than the universe itself? Suppose it is a relic from a previous universe. I guess if you are absolutely certain that it must be older than the universe, then yeah, you have to start going to conclusions like this, that there were universes before this. This universe isn't everything there is. The early universe was unimaginably hot and dense. Yep, that's true to reality. If anything existed before, it would have been destroyed. Yeah, it almost certainly would have. It'd be next to impossible to carry across any information between universes, at least the way we know things in reality. Suppose the universe is older than previously. Okay, so now somebody is talking sense. Maybe we're just wrong about how we were calculating the age of the universe, and it's actually older than we thought. That's what happened in reality when we briefly thought the Earth was older than the universe, or we didn't seriously think that. It was just two separate conclusions that contradicted each other, but eventually we figured out where the mistake was and went on with our lives. Okay, what is the eye signal? Suppose the eye wishes to communicate. The signal is a call. Were we the intended audience? The signal is the eye's voice. It speaks a language we don't yet know. Or maybe the signal is the eye's attempt at expressing itself. Of note, from the signal, we were able to determine the eye's approximate age, or perhaps its lack of age. Yeah, they really don't go into details on how they figure that out there. Okay. It looks like that might be all there is to see here. Alright, what's the safest way to get back? Okay, I just want to check out what's down below in case we missed anything interesting there. Not very safe there. Oh, there is something. Yes. Okay. Cassava. So yeah, this is what I was saying. See, that starts with the name. So I wonder if they sign their names to the message. I imagine I've been hard on Poke again. This in turn means I've made things difficult for her sister Clary. Cassava. If Poke and I are oil and water, Clary is our emulsifier. She certainly makes us a better team than would mixing through shaking. I believe an emulsifier is... Oh, well, it sounds like... I forget exactly, but it sounds from context that it helps oil and water mix better. Although sometimes I would like to shake Poke. Cassava, jokes aside, suppose my own fear of never finding the eye prompted my argument with Poke. That would be immature of me. I should apologize. At least to Clary, who could then tell Poke. Okay. So, yeah, just a bit of world building, giving us some details on the individual Nomai and their relationships. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Not everything has to tie into the main plot. Sometimes it's just fleshing out the characters and making us care about them and the being sad for the corpses of them we find. Oh, we're falling. Okay. Well, I'm gonna see if I can get into... No, not into Rybeck's camp. Alright. Last time, or a previous episode, I think, I was looking through the ship's computer and looking over Whitehall Station, and it said there's more to find there. So we seem to be near enough to Whitehall Station. I might have it targeted. It's hard to see. So while we're here, let's see if we can find out anything about it. This might also not be Whitehall Station and just be another chunk of brittle hollow that went through the black hole. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see what's here. Ilex. Look out. Look out below. Ilex, look out for the gravity hole. Yeah, too late for that. For should you slip and lose your grip, and then into space you'll go. Yes, thank you for the warning, Ilex. Very much appreciated. Okay. Alright, am I locked on to anything in particular here? Or is it just this chunk of land in general? It could just be this structure in general. Okay, anything up here? Well, I've got oxygen, but I am still running out of fuel. Okay. So, let's see if we can... Okay, I think that's Whitehall Station over there, but there's something else that I locked onto here. Yeah, I'm not sure there's going to be something interesting at every one of these, but... Yeah, nothing really there. Okay, where is... Yeah, I think that's Whitehall Station. Oh, we are dangerously low on fuel. Well, we didn't successfully trigger the teleporter, so let's... Yeah, last time we were here, and there might be more we can learn. The ship's log at least says there's something to find here. So, let's have a look around. Okay. One airlock there. Let's do a loop just to be sure in case there are any other entrances. Ooh. This is... Yeah, just weirdly beautiful watching the planet kind of reassemble in reverse as chunks of it fall through the black hole and come out here in a debris field that's like an inverted version of Brittle Hollow. That's really cool. Okay. Yeah. I think just the... Actually, before I go in, let's look at the other side here. Is there anything? Nothing really of interest there. Okay. I'm trying to be light to conserve my jetpack here. Okay. Alright. Let's just double check if there's anything we can read here. I'm not sure if I forgot about using this or not. Huh. Oh, so maybe this is how you use the teleporter. You have to put this ball in, which starts it up, and then it'll rotate into alignment. Yes, I put it in the other way, and it rotates the other way. So I was having so much trouble before because it wasn't rotating either way, but if I move that ball, then it will start rotating. But I've got this stone here, and where do I use it? Do I have to warp back to Brittle Hollow to use it? Okay, let's just read first. Yeah, welcome to Whitehall Station. Yeah, I think we've read all of this. Must stand on the warp platform. Look up, watch for alignment. Okay, well. Looks like I just missed it, but yeah, it's rotating quickly. So I'll just fast forward you through this right now, and then we can warp together. Okay, almost there. Let's look up, watch for alignment, and warp. And here we are on Brittle Hollow. Okay, and now we have a stone we can look at. So this might be for use in that projection pool and wall that I couldn't find anything for before. Yes, we're right by it. This is what I was looking for. So it wasn't nearby. It was, in fact, on the other side of the solar system. Okay, Ember Twin projection stone. So this is going to be Ember Twin. Ooh. We seem to be very close to the sun. Yeah. Yeah, what we're seeing there is on Ember Twin. Okay, so, yeah, it's the closest pair of planets to the sun. Oh, wow. What is that? Is that... I guess that's its pair, Ash Twin, huh? Okay, we are definitely going to need to investigate. It looks like the sun might not have much longer. Don't hear that ominous music yet. But let's go read whatever's on this stone. Then maybe come back, have a look again with more context. Okay, Pi. Raimi and I reviewed the records you sent, Poke, and they appear to show Nomai are arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow slightly before departing the Whitehall station. So that's interesting. These warps go straight across space, and they're not just extremely fast, but they go back in time a little. That is very interesting. As I've already told Raimi, these measurements can't be accurate. Yeah, that's actually kind of true to reality. You might remember a few years ago there were reports that they detected neutrinos going faster than the speed of light. And then they looked at it, okay, we don't know what's going on. Can anybody look into this, try to figure out why we're getting faster than light neutrinos? And eventually it turned out that the clocks were wrong at one of the locations. It's such a precise measurement that a small inaccuracy in the clock made it look like they were seeing the speed of light, which is, yeah, physically impossible as far as we know, just as it would be going back in time. In fact, faster than light travel would allow you to go back in time if it were possible. Yeah, so thinking the measurements can't be accurate, that's sensible. How can a Nomai arrive on Brittle Hollow before he or she ever stepped into the teleporter? The implications are absurd. Poke, as Pi is confident the reading is inaccurate, she's kindly helping me attempt to recreate this phenomenon at the High Energy Lab. We're designing an experiment to take more data. An update. Poke, the High Energy Lab is in the canyon on Ember Twin's equator. Come here at once. You need to see this. So maybe they confirmed it actually was true. Huh. Okay. Poke, I don't disagree. It would mean I've inadvertently broken several fundamental theories regarding this universe. We would have to reconsider all our beliefs about the nature of time. Though, thinking about this game, we do time travel backwards relatively frequently, so given what we now know, a bit of time travel from a warp across the solar system doesn't really seem that implausible in this universe. Raimi, yes, I hope so too. And over here. Poke, I understand it's exceedingly odd, but Clary and I have tested and retested the equipment, and the result is the same every time someone warps. The interval is incredibly minuscule, roughly 100,000th of a second. Do you suppose our instruments can't accurately measure time to such a small degree? Yeah, that would be a reasonable conclusion, but it seems they investigated it and found that wasn't so. Okay, so, putting in the projection stone again, this is probably going to show us the High Energy Lab. Huh. It's hard to say what we're supposed to be seeing here. Ugh. That feels so close to the sun. Okay. Yeah, oh. That is weird. We have to investigate. Okay. Maybe this is the entrance to the High Energy Lab, which we can find on the surface. We go here to find the High Energy Lab? Yeah. Okay, that's the limit of the projection stone. But yeah, looking at the sun, it really seems like it doesn't have long left. Well, can't see it from here. So I think instead of investigating anything else, I think it makes more sense to just admire the sun for a bit. Oh, so beautiful. And then we can meditate to the next loop and do some more exploration of Brittle Hollow then. Alright, I'll see everyone once I'm back at the Hanging City. Okay, while I was coming back, I remembered that the computer said there was more to find at the escape pod, so I wandered around here a bit, found this distress beacon, heard a noise, took out my signal scope, and it does seem to be responding to it. So now I have a new frequency distress beacon, and it looks like there is another such distress beacon somewhere across the solar system. Okay, so that might have been what it was pointing me towards. So that could be useful. Maybe they put one out on Ember Twin? I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Thatch, is everyone unharmed? No one was badly injured from the escape pod impact. I think we might have read this before. Okay, no, I think this is new. Okay, this is Thatch, this is good news at least. Have we heard from escape pod 2 or escape pod 3? Okay, this is new. So we knew that there were 2 major settlements, one on Brittle Hollow and one on Ember Twin, but it looks like there were 3 escape pods. So no, I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other 2 escape pods' distress signals, however. If it's any comfort, both pods must be structurally intact. I'll continue calling for them. My gratitude. If we can... Thatch, the moon is approaching again. Thatch, everyone brace yourself swiftly. The volcanic moon has returned. Be cautious of falling ash and debris. Plume, I believe the moon has passed. Felix, this planet doesn't appear eager to have guests. We are certainly unwelcome on its surface. We need to find shelter and quickly. The volcanic moon won't be gone for long. I observed several promising sites below the surface. We'll need to construct a way to climb down. Perhaps we could build platforms. Okay. So, single scope out again. So there were 3 escape pods, but I think only 2 signals. So one of them got destroyed at some point or deactivated. Well, okay. So I think getting that signal might have been what the computer was telling us was left to do. So I'm going to trek on down below this escape pod and to the Hanging City. Hopefully the platforms will not collapse on me this time. Oh, there's some writing over here. Okay, I'm alive. Boom. Use caution. A black hole sleeps below. You must not slip. Or have the platforms crumble beneath you. Okay, I'll try to be careful here. Oops, sorry, I'm back. Controller disconnected for a moment. So, here we are. Plume, of note, be sure not to wander far from here. Though this area is somewhat unstable, it's safer than any we've found so far. Plume, the temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks and dust created by meteor impacts. Okay, scout launcher out. Ooh, surface integrity 25. Yeah, not stable indeed. So... is this the Hanging City, or is this the temporary settlement? Okay, 100%. Okay, we're safer over here. So, yeah, don't need to worry about this part collapsing, at least. So, more about the Eye of the Universe. Huh, I wonder what this is. Some sort of Know My Staff? Tablet on a stick? Oh, it's a Know My Selfie stick, that's it. Okay. Know My's like selfies. Thatch, this knowledge is too dear to lose. Here is everything we can recall about the signal we encountered while aboard the vessel. Felix, the signal looked like an eye, round, with a circle at the center, much like a pupil. Suppose the signal was looking for something. The signal was older than the universe itself. This is the most significant detail. Plume, no Know My clan has ever encountered anything like it. How can anything in this universe be older than the universe itself? Thatch, imagine what rare and profound knowledge it might offer. We must find this Eye of the Universe. Okay, yeah, so most of that we already knew, except for the selfie stack. That is new, very important knowledge. Okay, where to from here? I'm looking for the telltale glow of blue Nomai writing to guide me. But otherwise, just wandering around. So that's where we were. Did we come down this way? I think this is new, because the way we came down had lower surface integrity. Okay, so we can go down there. Ooh, and they've got crystals across the ceiling, a path to somewhere. That's interesting. Oh, let's try going down. Yeah, yeah, there's something. Plume. My brother wasn't in escape pod 1 with us. Was he in pod 2 or pod 3? Was he able to board an escape pod at all? Well, yeah, imagine that, getting separated from your friends and family when you have to, well, abandon something. I'm not sure what exactly happened there. And then not knowing what happened to get them. We sacrificed too much arriving here. I will not allow our clan's greatest loss to be in vain. Okay, so they're determined to go on and make this worth it. Okay. Ooh. Yep, good thing we got off that. Okay. So that might limit our options a bit. I don't think we've been over there. We haven't used those gravity crystals for anything yet. Okay. I'm just looking at the planet mini-map. As I recall, the Hanging City was at the North Pole of the planet. So wherever we are, we're not there. So maybe this does seem to be the temporary settlement. Okay, something interesting over there. Oh. Okay, stable, good. So what is this? Okay. Okay. That's the Eye of the Universe sending out a signal, so this must be like the Nomai mothership or home ship or whatever. And then, okay, it got caught in brambles. Okay, so the Nomai main ship is most likely in Dark Bramble. Okay, good to know. Yeah, it's still caught there. It sends out 3 escape pods. Okay, here we go. So, one escape pod went to Brittle Hollow here. Another went to Ember Twin, which we've been told about. There was a separate colony there, which it was a long while, but eventually the 2 colonies were able to reunite, it sounds like, and, form a solar system spanning civilization again. But the 3rd escape pod got caught in Dark Bramble and wasn't able to escape. Okay, so that explains why there were 3 escape pods, but only 2 settlements. Thatch, I can't understand. Why did the vessel crash in that place? It looked brambly. That's why it crashed. Was the vessel unwell in some way? I stand by my assessment. It was too brambly. Felix, no. Anona and I checked before the warp, and the warp core and navigation systems were both well. Felix, we warped to follow that curious signal from the Eye of the Universe. Where we arrived was wrong. It wasn't where we tried to go. Thatch, suppose it wasn't a problem with the vessel, but with our destination. I'm afraid for our friends in Escape Pod 3. So maybe, the things orbit in the solar system and they got the signal from the eye, but it had moved by the time they got there and Dark Bramble was there instead. But no, it sounds like the eye was in a distant orbit, and Dark Bramble is, far out, but not in a extremely distant orbit. Okay. Okay, so this is more of their temporary settlement here. Which is definitely not the most stable place. You can see things crumbling around us. So, let's see if we can figure out a way to get to the Hanging City from here. Which, well, I suppose the first step of that would be to get anywhere from here. So, those gravity crystals on the ceiling look the most promising to me. So, let's see if we can get up there. Okay, so they come out over there. And how do we get over there? We'll have to go up. Yeah. And then out and around. Okay. And just while we're doing that, we'll keep on the eye for anything else interesting. Okay, more writing. So maybe this is where they spotted the more stable spot and made the bigger settlement at where the Hanging City is now. Okay. Plume, given concerns about our settlement stability, where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? Plume, I believe we should migrate to the northern glacier. Yeah. Thatch, building beneath the crust again would shelter us from the volcanic moon's eruptions. Felix, what if we use gravity crystals to craft a stable path? Thatch, we need to stay close to the escape pod so Felix can monitor incoming messages. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond. You also can't be rescued if you're dead or fallen into a black hole. Felix, I don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. Now we must save ourselves. Plume, I agree. We're here because the eye's signal called to us and we follow. If we're to find it, we need to not merely survive, but thrive. Thatch, this is a wise point, Plume, and eloquently made. If moving to the northern glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we should do. Yep. Okay, so they soldier on with their mission, even though it might mean someone coming to rescue them won't find them, or they can't get a signal from someone else. Okay, so actually, I'm just gonna check with the signal scope. Do we get anything from the gravity crystals? No. Okay, so not everything we can hear gives us a signal. The distress beacon did, which is useful, so we'll have to use that to track down the other one, find either the settlement on Ember Twin or maybe the third one in Dark Bramble. Okay. Ooh, this is going to be tough. Okay, so let's kind of orient ourselves. So if we were right side up, I'd be using the jetpack to make that jump. But the problem here is without these gravity crystals, as soon as we get up, our whole orientation is going to shift and we'll have to scramble. Now the gravity here is pretty weak. Well, no guts, no glory. We can always get back to the Hanging City another way. Yeah. Didn't quite work. No. Okay. Well, I think it's going to be easiest to just reset the loop and get back to the Hanging City directly. Or maybe if we take the path earlier, it might not have crumbled by then. Alright. Time warp again. Meet you there. Okay, I'm back here, and it looks like I got here early enough that this section hasn't collapsed. So, I will hopefully be able to get in the Hanging City the way the Nomai did, and find any notes they left along the way. Oh. crystals ended there? Maybe. Or they put some on the wall going down. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so they crawled along the bottom of the crust of the planet and then down into this stable region, which is where they set up the Hanging City. And here we are. Welcome to the Hanging City. Again, ish. I don't think we've been to this part of it, though. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. The layout of this might make it complicated to be systematic about exploring it, but I'll do my best to not miss anything interesting. Okay. Okay, ghost matter there. So, not safe to go down there. I wonder if it's hiding anything behind it. So, can we go around that ghost matter somehow? Or above it, which I guess is around in a three-dimensional sense. Yeah, so it would... Okay, so we'd have to go over there, but over there just connects back to that main elevator. So... Oh, it looks like... Yeah, taking the way from the distress pod is how you get to this section of the city without going through the ghost matter and dying. So I did take the way around and got to the interesting part. Alright. Let's look around for anything else. Well, anything interesting to find here. Because so far I'm not seeing too much. Yeah, more ghost matter. Okay. Okay, it's safe enough down here, just don't go outside. Okay. So, over there, how far out can I get? Not very far. Can I go above that? Oh, yeah, it's all closed off there. Up here. Okay, so where we're looking, so the ghost matter is down there, and it looks like it's just on the bridge. So if I go over here, yes, it's safe. Okay. All right. Anything over here? Oh, here's something. Okay. Pick up scroll. Do what with the scroll? Do not drop it in the black hole. Resist the urge. Okay. Does this probably... Yep, turns on the elevator. And we're way back up here. Okay. Need to find some place to put this scroll. And unfortunately, while we're holding it, we can't take out our scout launcher to take pictures. Okay. So, we'll have to be extra careful about the ghost matter. Yeah, there it is again. So, where can we put this? Oh, the light bending around the black hole gives the illusion that there's a platform there, but that's actually the ground below us, emitting light wrapping closely around the black hole and then coming back for us to see it, which is a really freaky illusion. But that is how black holes work. Okay. Alright, I'll probably just fast forward through this while I search for a place to put this scroll. Oh, there's another scroll. Never mind. So it's probably... Yeah, it's right here. Okay, we've got a set of scrolls. Oh, okay, so we can switch, it just doesn't show the command. Never mind, no fast forward. So let's start with what's in here. Lammy, explanation of festivals. What is this festival? Please explain. All the Nomai clans from all over the universe meet in one place to share what they've learned in science and art. It's called the festival. You know what I'm noticing here? You can see the different handwriting of the different Nomai. So these ones that are really broad are probably all going to be Lammy, and this should be someone else. Felix. Yep, don't forget. Festivals happen every 10 years. Okay. So back on subject. It sounds like all of the Nomai, they spread out across the universe, but once every 10 years, they get back together to share what they've learned, called the festival. At some festivals, one clan's big discovery can mean all the Nomai get to advance too, like Anana's warp core, which made it so everyone can warp long distances and explore more. Lammy, each clan has a festival envoy to show their most interesting work. Our envoy was Thatch. So this must have been before they got stranded here. Well, let's continue that first. Lammy, a single festival could last a long, long time. We can't go because we're stuck here, but Felix says we used to go too. Okay, so maybe Lammy was one of the new generation Nomai born here. Yeah, Lammy wasn't talking before in the first wave, so Lammy's probably a newer generation. Okay. Ilix. Why we should build a new vessel. Each Nomai clan explores the universe in its own vessel. The vessel is the heart of every clan. Ilix. It's unusual for Nomai to remain in one place for so long. Nomai are wanderers and have no permanent home. Ilix. If we built a new vessel, we could return to our adventurous way of life. Imagine all the new places we could go. Our clan wouldn't be stuck here in this star system. We could even meet with other Nomai and learn from them, like Coleus says we used to do. Yeah, so it looks also a newer generation. It probably wouldn't be hard to get parts if we stopped building other new things, and if we broke down other structures, like the towers on Ashtwin, for parts. So I wonder if this is like a school project. He was given a prompt and write the most convincing argument for it, or maybe he really believes this and is proposing it, because it sounds like this is not on board with what all the other Nomai were doing. We might have to build a smaller vessel for now, even though vessels are normally large, but we can make it bigger later once we reach planets with more resources. It would also help if we stopped building so many things to search for the eye of the universe. I asked Yarrow, and he says we use lots of researches in the Ash Twin project. Yeah, so Ilix is definitely going against the grain of everyone else. Everyone else seems to be focusing on the eye of the universe in one manner or another. Even if they aren't directly working towards it, they care about it in some way, or are just trying to do research. But Ilix is trying to argue, no, we shouldn't stay here. We should go explore other places. We could even have a warp core for jumping long distances like vessels have. Poke tells me she plans to make a very advanced warp core for a different project. I'm sure she could connect it to the vessel for travel, because Poke is smart. Okay. And I saw one more scroll on the shelves here. You see, they had to design the shape of the scroll around the shape of the shelves, making so the scroll is triangular, so it rests neatly on their hexagonal and triangular shelves. And look, it won't even let me put it back in. These shelves are real. Look, this isn't even stable. You have to put it at an angle. What if you had a glass of water? What are you going to do with your glass of water? Come on. Are you going to build all your glasses of water with bottoms that have one bend at this very specific angle so that you can rest them in the shelves? And then you have to align it right. There's only one direction it can be lined up in, or maybe flip that, so you get two directions. But if you have a flat shelf, you can put it in any direction. Oh, another selfie stick. They really like selfies. Solanum, formation of this universe. Okay. Oh, yeah, this does kind of have the format of a school project. Oh, yeah, remember, earlier on, we were looking at the districts of Brittle Hollow, and one said school district. So that's probably where we are, and we're seeing the school projects they made. Cool. Okay. Solanum still. No one knows how this universe was made, but one thing we do know is everything used to be very hot and very dense, tightly packed to get her. Misspelled. I bet that was on purpose to better fit that it was a school project. Solanum, as this early universe expanded, it also cooled down. Once it had cooled down enough, particles were able to group together to form things like galaxies, stars, and planets! Since then, space has continued to expand at a faster and faster rate, which is hard to think about for too long without your brain hurting. Yeah, this is definitely Solanum when she or he was young. Solanum, this universe will keep getting colder and larger until one day the stars and the life they support will all die. Yeah, that's basically true for our universe as well. It gets larger and colder over time until eventually... What the... Okay, it felt like something was pushing me. That was very freaky because there is nothing alive here and something dead. And if I have no idea what just happened. Okay. Solanum, that's scary to think about, even though Konoi tells me it won't happen in our lifetimes, but it'll happen in someone else's someday. Okay, so as I was saying before that weird pushy ghost interrupted me, if you've ever heard the phrase heat death of the universe, it's kind of poorly named as it implies the universe will die in a heated way, but what it really means is all the heat will die off. There will be no more heat. So heat death means when the universe gets so cold it can't really do anything interesting anymore. There's no more heat left. So I am going to... Oh, made it. Okay. Yeah, I remember the ghost matter over there. I had to skip across it. Alright, so that's the school district down. Let's head over, see if we have time to explore the rest of the Hanging City. So let's, first of all, remind ourselves what districts there are where we've been. So school, been there. Meltwater, that's where we entered. Eye Shrine, been there. Black Hole Fort. So Meltwater is where we entered. That's the next one up. So let's give that a look. Just see if there's anything else to find there, or if it's most notable as a connection to other places. So this is all below a glacier, we know now. Oh, and that's the base of the teleporter. So the teleport probably comes out right above the Hanging City. And so Meltwater. Oh, Black Hole Forge controls. So the Forge controls are in Meltwater. Let's wait on that. Okay. Yeah, no scroll there. Let's see what this one says. The Ash Twin Project requires a powerful, highly advanced warp core. How should we obtain it? That's all it is. Huh, okay. Huh, interesting. 3 panels, but no scrolls. That's weird. Usually it'd be the other way around, like we had in the school district. Oh, here's a scroll. Oh! Melt water because the water melts here and you get liquid water. So this might be how they were, at least part of how they were able to survive for so long, as there was a source of water here. Okay. Solution 2. Now, we haven't found solution 1, but let's go ahead. We could craft a new advanced warp core inspired by the vessel's warp core. Abandoning the vessel's warp core and its casing means losing valuable knowledge. Oh, that was Spire speaking, by the way. Solution 2 was unlabeled. Midis. This is true. However, its knowledge we have little hope of recovering. Would be best to relearn, I think. Poke. Yeah, Poke gets coming up a lot. They were pretty active in figuring things out. Okay, so I would very much like to craft such a powerful core. More relevantly, I believe the Black Hole Forge crew and I could recreate the basic design. So I think Poke was one working on the Ash Twin project, and I think she was, so she did come up with a new warp core, which went into the Ash Twin project, I believe. Okay. Idea. This is the safest path for our clan. Avens. Is the safest path the best one? Our goal is worth the risk. Cassava. Is it though? We've tried for so long to find something that I and others now believe might be impossible to find. If the search for the eye is a futile one, we should choose the option with the least potential for harm. Oeno. The greatest challenge here, I think, is we don't have the design for such a powerful core or any of the original crafters of the vessel's core. Clary. No, but Poke was apprenticed to Anona, who created the original design, and our Black Hole Forge is adept at crafting simpler cores. Okay, so we're seeing the pieces of how they crafted a new warp core here, which eventually Poke figured out, it seems. Poke, I believe I can be of use here. The vessel's warp core was created before my time, but Anona explained many of the designs to me. And you had mentioned in the other scroll, Anona figured out the original warp core plan, so he or she passed on a lot of that knowledge to Poke, and Poke was able to piece it together and recreate a new warp core. Okay, cool. We'll have to look for another scroll, as we haven't seen Solution 1 yet. It sounds like they went ahead with Solution 2. Oh, here we go. Okay. Maybe this will tell us what Solution 1 is. Okay. Solution 1, yeah. We could retrieve the warp core from the vessel. Flux. This would require a return to Dark Bramble. Plume, my father, said many good Nomai perished there. Psycad. My mentor Coleus and his old mentor once discovered and studied an anglerfish fossil on Ember Twin. Using that knowledge, we could avoid the anglerfish entirely. Okay, so anglerfish are a problem. There is knowledge from a fossil on Ember Twin that helps you avoid them. Okay, so we should probably go to Ember Twin before Dark Bramble then. Well, unless they're just going to tell us. Let's read. Raimi, I remember that anglerfish fossil. We used to play in Fossilfish Cave when we were children. Okay, go to Fossilfish Cave. Yeah, they're not just going to tell us, of course. Coleus, what Melore and I learned from that fossil would theoretically help us evade the anglerfish. Yeah, they're really dancing around it. Okay, but our hypothesis was never tested on a live specimen. Raimi, the vessel's warp core is broken at best. Recall those present when the vessel crashed said it sustained lethal injuries. There's no guaranteed reward for this risk. Connoy, perhaps we could still repair it. My grandmother told me there was little time to assess the nature or extent of the damage. And Cassava, even if it no longer functions, the old core could be a valuable blueprint, provided we're able to transport it back here. Okay, so they had two possibilities. One is start from scratch to make a new warp core, and one is go retrieve the warp core and either repair it or learn from it to recreate a new one. It sounds from everything they were talking about that they ultimately went with Solution 2 to create a new one. Oh, Poke again. I feel strange trying to recreate it as without him. Okay, yeah, so they definitely went with 2. Poke decided to lead the charge to create a new warp core. At times, it still feels strange to no longer be his very young apprentice and for the Black Hole Forge to be in my care and not his. Yeah, time goes on, the students become the masters and eventually invent new things of their own. Poke. Hypothesis. This will always feel strange. Even though my time with him was short, I miss my old mentor, and deeply. Poke, to have the chance to try is thrilling, but I don't want to disappoint everyone. I think I could do this probably, but what if excitement has clouded my assessment of my own abilities? Well, from what I've read, you managed it, Poke. So, Poke, was I wrong in volunteering to build it? I was born in this star system and never saw Anona's warp core with my own 3 eyes. I only know what he taught me. What if I've bitten off a larger portion than I can consume? Poke, still, all I can give is my best. And as Nona would say, should my best prove insufficient, then we will find another way to achieve what's needed. I have Clary and Root in the Forge, and I have my clan. I am not alone. So that was just written on the wall, not on the scroll. So maybe it was just more casual, like this is Poke's diary from when she was debating or feeling nervous about going ahead with this. Okay. What's this? So, can we go up? Yes. So I wonder if this takes us to the Black Hole Forge then, since that's what everyone was talking about. Okay. Okay, that we can use that one when I go back down. And what do we find up here? Oh. I wonder. I'm not sure what this is. It seems like, is this just the water source? I don't see much else. Ah, you can see something here. Okay, we are out on the surface. Huh. Oh, so maybe this is a shortcut back into the Hanging City. We don't have... Yeah, every time I've been coming here, I've had to take a long route to get back. But now we found a shortcut from... Yeah, it's still near the North Pole, so if we need to get back, just look for this water, and there is a teeny tiny cave hidden here, which lets us get back down. Okay, that could be useful. We might end up figuring out everything on this trip. Okay, back down. Alright. Carefully down. And just double check here. Okay. So I don't see anything else. So I think that might be everything there is to see in Meltwater District. Oh yes, there's the path to the Black Hole Forge controls here. So let's check this out. So I think this is the Black Hole Forge is where they made the new warp core, using the black hole itself to forge it, I'm guessing. Black Hole Forge controls. Okay. I hope this doesn't do anything bad by turning it on. So, ship log updated, but, oh, it's bringing something up. So, huh. Is that where they made the warp core? And then I can do that to bring it back down. Okay. Yeah, it's going down again. I think I might... Oh, yeah, so you can raise that thing or lower it to get it closer to the black hole. Okay, so I'm going to leave it raised. It started out lower, so raising it is probably more useful. But I just want to go back to the elevator and remind myself which level. So the Black Hole Forge is at the top. Yeah, Forge District is at the top. So I've got to go up again to get there. And as I recall, one of these two elevators was blocked off. Which was it? Okay. Ooh. Could be both, but I'm going to go on the left one, then maybe I can switch over to the right to get up there. Let's hope the gravity floor still works. Oh, no, not looking hopeful here. Okay, let's try the other one. How does it look from here? Any better? Okay, I am in the broken section. Can I jet back up? Oh, I can get height with the boosters, but not without. Okay, so this could be tricky. Alright, so, next puzzle. How do I get into the Black Hole Forge? Ugh, okay. So, yeah, looking at the two of those, is there even a way out? Let's look from the other angle. Okay, I can't see much, but yeah, there is a platform there. Can I just jump up all the way, maybe? I'll just take a stepping stone here. Okay. Oh, okay. This could be it. So 3, are we high enough? Now I'm panicking because the sun is about to explode, and no, this is not high enough. We need to... The Black Hole Forge district is even higher, and the forge itself is way over there. So just following it, yeah, there's a path around, and that is going to be way too high for us to get up. The only other thing I can think of is if we go to the forge controls again. It's too late to do it on this loop. Bring the forge all the way down, run out, jump on top of it, and ride it up. You know what? I've got nothing better to do this loop. Let's give it a go. See what happens. If the sun explodes before then, oh well. We found a shortcut back anyways. Oh yeah, we've got barely any time. I do not expect this to work in time, but what else am I gonna do? Yeah, sun's already exploding. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. I will see you next week while we hopefully explore the Black Hole Forge district. See you again then. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell to be sure you get notifications of new uploads. See you again soon.